Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to talk about tables. In general, we're going to talk about coffee tables. Now, I don't know if you have been shopping around lately for coffee tables, but when you walk into the furniture store, there is a plethora of different styles. Some come with fabrics, materials. I mean, it can be a little overwhelming. So today we're going to break it down into three different categories. We're going to talk about the types of tables that there are out there. We're going to talk about the style of tables that are out there, and we're going to talk about the material. So we're going to start off with, first of all, the types of tables. Now, what kind of tables are there? Well, we're going to start off with what most people know and are very familiar with is coffee table. As you can see here from this coffee table, they're used in living rooms and they are placed right in front of the sofa. It's a great way to put your coffee or your drinks or any of the snacks that you have. So this would be your coffee table. Okay. The next one we want to talk about is your accent table. See that? That is your accent table. Now, your accent table, they can be, it covers a variety of tables. It can be placed just about anywhere. That makes it so versatile, any shape, any form. But the whole thing about it is that it's just a little accent table, nothing very big. The next one is the console table. Now, a console table is generally it's kind of long and kind of thin and narrow, so it fits in a lot of different areas. This is also called a sofa table or foyer table, so you'll see it for like the back of the sofas. They're great because they have the height and they're thin, so they cover the back of the sofa, which I really like. They're also great for foyer because, again, they're not very wide, so don't take a lot of room. And again, different variations of height, but they're also great for placing your TVs on top as well. So they do have a lot of uses, this console table. So this is a console table. Okay. All right. Next one is your side table or your end table. They call it an end table because it fits at the end of the sofa. It can be next to the sofa, it can be next to the chair, it can be between two chairs, it can be round, it can be squared, it can be metalled. The whole point of it is it's just kind of a small table, pretty much fits at the end of the sofa. They can be matching, although I try not to do anything matching, or they can be individual. Okay, so this is the end table. This is kind of an unusual table. This is actually called a C table. It's called a C table because of the unique shape. As you can see, it's kind of a C. Swirls over a chair or over a bed. This is great. So if you want to have, you're sitting in front of a TV and you wanted to eat, you can definitely eat. This little table will allow you to just swivel it in front of the chair or the sofa, and you can eat. It's also great for like bedrooms if you want. You got to watch the height because nowadays I know these mattresses are so bloody high that it may not work for a bedroom, but it definitely will work for a chair and a sofa for your living room. So this is called a C table. My personal favorite, nesting tables, also called bunching tables. It's two or more tables that kind of fit in together, so they can bunch in together. This is a great option if you have small spaces. A great option if you don't want to take up a lot of room with your tables, but you want to have that option of actually opening it up and having a lot of spaces. This is also nice because you can kind of separate it and, put this little one here at the end if you wanted to. So there's a lot of variations on this. This one is squared, but I've seen them around. I've seen them in glass, metal, wood. I mean, again, lots of different variation, but this is a very popular look. It goes great with many different styles of designs. Okay. Next one, fancy name, drum table. It's pretty much a circle. It was created in the 1700s. I didn't realize it was that old, this particular style. It's a circular table. You see here that this one has no leg and it's metal, but again, can be almost like in shape of can be almost like an ottoman. It's been very popular. It became very popular just a few years ago when they made it into that wood. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm not sure if I have a picture of that later on, but it is a very popular look. It gives it a little different texture, a little different design as opposed to your regular rectangular or square. This is a circle. And I want to show it to you also. Here's another one. This is in stone, and this could be more like an end table, but again, it's still a circular table, or if you want to call it a drum table. Okay. The next one is a very, very popular. This is the ottoman. It can double as a coffee table, and it may or may not have storage. Now, this one has open storage on the bottom. Some of them have closed where they flip the lid and you could put stuff in there. This one has fabric on the top. I've seen them where the ottoman, where the top flips over and becomes a tray. You know, there's so many different variations of that. This one's squared. I've seen them in rectangle, and of course you could also have them in the round. What's nice about that is if you put a tray on top of it, you can serve food on top of this. You have to use a tray because you can't put a glass on top of this. It just wouldn't work. But it's nice because you can also put your feet on top of it. It's very comfortable. It's kid friendly, no hard edges. So if you've got a little toddler somewhere, this is very safe for them. Very, very popular. Goes great with a lot of different styles of designs as well. Here's another example of an ottoman. This one has a storage. I especially love this because if you have family and you want to put in some toys for the kids or some blankets or magazines or even your remote control, it's a great little option. Very popular. Again, you find them everywhere in every fabric, every finish. So this is the ottoman. Okay, now we are going to talk about styles of table. There are many different styles and have hence many different names. So I'm going to try to break them down for you a little bit so you can understand the different styles, so that when you're walking into a furniture store, you'll have a better understanding of it. This one here, as you can see, is called shabby chic. It's also called cottage. It tends to be painted and distressed. I don't know if you can really see that. And it can be made, some of them are made from recycled pallets. They're very popular in the 1980s, kind of like a flea market chic, all right? But you can see it's a little bit more traditional. Like I said, most of the time it's just painted in distress, a really pretty look, all right? This one, I think you are all familiar with it, and now you know what it's actually called. This is called shaker style. It is defined by its straight legs and its minimalistic design. It's very simple. They can have drawers underneath. Sometimes it's on the top, or it can just be just a plain flat underneath it for storage. You may not have drawers. It all depends. But this is a very, very popular look. So this is the shaker style. Another one that's really popular. You either love it or you don't. I happen to love it. Is, of course, mid-century modern. It is popular. It's a popular style. It was created in the 1950s, 60s. It is defined by its very clean, simple lines. They can be very modern, but it can also be very casual. And it tends to have these angled legs. There's a lot of them that have these angled legs. Not necessarily, but it usually is defined by angled legs. It's a very clean, simple line. Goes fabulous with a lot of styles and very, very hot trend right now. Mid-century modern. Another one, and I actually use this particular table a lot in my staging because I love the clean, simple line. This is called Parsons, okay? It's defined by the four legs, which are flushed square legs that are equal width to the top and the bottom. So you can see this in equal width to this one, okay? So it's four flushed equal square legs to the top. And that's what's really nice about it. Now, this one is rectangular, but I have seen them in squared as well. So I don't think they come in squares. No. So it's usually a rectangular or a square, but again, very popular. I love this when I stage because it's a very clean, simple line, and it looks really great with it. Another style that I want to talk about is the modern. Okay, this there's a difference between modern and contemporary. Modern is, I'll show it to you right here. Modern is a specific range for the 20th century. It's a 20th century design modern, okay? It's, again, simple, clean lines, clean shape. You can see here it's kind of a minimalistic. It's beautiful. A lot of people don't like it because they think it's too much, too hard lines, too cold, too sterile, hurt a lot of different things. But if you use the wood, if it comes with wood, it can soften up the feel to it. But this is a modern as opposed to a contemporary. Really, like, what's the difference, right? You're saying, what is the difference? It's very similar. Well, the difference between a modern and contemporary is contemporary refers to something that is very popular today, that's currently popular, okay? So modern probably will encompass a whole slew of style furniture, where contemporary is what is trending right now. All right, so it's really more or less what's hot, what's trending. So this is contemporary. Another style that's been really popular, I've seen this a lot. I like it, but I like more of the contemporary style. It is called rustic. If you can see that. Okay, it's rustic. It's usually it visualizes like a countryside. It's usually old-fashioned. It's usually made out of wood, but it can be contemporary, like this one. This is actually rustic. You can see that. Kind of has a rustic feel, kind of like a barn feel to it, you know, like you took the wood from the barn and you just made a table out of it. But it's really very pretty. Again, goes with a lot of different design. What I really like about these coffee tables these days is that we are mixing styles with other styles. We're mixing traditional with contemporary, with rustic, with shabby chic, and it's working really well. Again, if you've been listening to my video, you know what I'm going to say next. What is key here is color. Color has to tie the whole thing together, but mixing this different types of tables and styles and material in one design really, really works well. It's really hot. It's really what's trending right now. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about, this is kind of cool. All right, this is what they call coastal. It's very popular out in the Hamptons if you live out in the island. It's has a natural beach house feel. It's usually made from organic material. This is little pieces of wood which are probably nailed into a bigger piece, but different shapes, different styles. It has authentically organic feel to it, which is great for the beach. You know, a few years ago, they took, big pieces of trees and they cut down and they made the stumps into tables. So this is kind of that coastal beachy feel, which is really, really great. Okay. This one also has been a very, very hot style, the industrial look. Okay, it has the feel of a factory tool. It utilizes metal and sometimes can incorporate wood, if you can see that. I love this look. May not be kid friendly because I'm thinking the hard edges, but really a very pretty look. Again, a lot of different styles really complement this really nice, but this is the industrial look. Now, this is kind of a quirky look. This is called vintage. It has a quirky design. Sometimes it's repurposed material. Again, probably more like flea market flips. If you ever watched the HGTV, where they're flipping it, as you can see here, it's kind of cool, right? I mean, they took an old clock and they made a table out of it. They use all kinds of materials to make all kinds of tables. So this is kind of a vintage look. Very pretty. Here's another vintage look, right? This has more of a rustic feel. So it's a combination of like industrial and, vintage and rustic. But again, a very popular look. This one's been making a nice trend here in the market nowadays. This is a folding table. It can store items inside the table. When it flips down, it becomes just a regular table. It's sturdy, it's convenient. Again, kind of like an ottoman, but the nice thing about it is that an ottoman just flips open and there's your stuff. This one actually turns into a table, so if you want to sit in front of a TV and you want to eat, or you may be working on your laptop in the living room, this is great because this will give you that option to use it as a table, and then it flips down into a coffee table, so it gives you that nice option. Okay, so now that we've talked about the different types of tables and the different styles of table, let's talk a little bit about the different types of materials you could use in a coffee table. All right, this one, let's see if you can guess this. This is wood. Now, can you guess what kind of style you would classify that in? Yeah, I would say this is more like a mid-century modern, because again, see the slanted leg? But this is wood. Many tables, many coffee tables use wood. You have different variations, the grain, the colors. I mean, it's just, wood is the most popular material used in coffee table, and again, a plethora of different uses for this. So this is wood. The next one is metal. And over here, this is a contemporary table. You can see that they actually mix the metal with the wood, okay? And you can see that this is this is like a chrome look, so it's very shiny. So this is probably more of what I would call a contemporary feel to it. But it's nice because it kind of blends a little bit of the rustic. This is what I love about these tables right now. They really are just blending all these styles together, and you get like a mishmash, but boy, do I love that. I love that feel, okay? So this is the metal. This is glass, okay? It's very contemporary, not kid-friendly. Not one of my favorite because you have to worry about the glass and the, if you put anything, you got to use coasters with that, and it can scratch easily. It can be traditional. It can be contemporary. This one's all glass. Sometimes you see the glass inlaid into the wood. So again, you can mix that material and that style, and it gives it a totally different look. But this is a glass coffee table. One of my favorite, a little bit on the pricey side, is this one right here. This is stone. Now this one happens to be marble, and it's also a contemporary look to it. It can be any natural material. It can be, like I said, it could be marble, it could be slate, travertine. I've seen all kinds, and this one is a contemporary feel to it, but I've also seen it with traditional. I've seen it mixed in with wood. This one's got metal, so there's a lot of different options to this one as well. The problem with the stone is you have to be careful with the food and the drinks because it may stain. You may have to seal it, and again, may not be kid friendly because again, hard edges. So I just remember when my sister was really young, she hit her head on the coffee table and cut her ear, so that's why I always point that out. The other one, this one's kind of funky and cool. I love it. Acrylic. Now I have to tell you, acrylic is really trending right now. They call it ghost chairs. They have it on coffee tables. They have it on dining room tables. Looks like glass, but it allows for versatility because unlike glass, this acrylic can be shaped and molded into any style you want. So the possibilities of creating a unique style shape with acrylic is it's endless. It's a really nice look, not for everybody. The only thing I'm a little worried about it is acrylic, so it might kind of oxidize and turn yellow. I'm not sure if they tackled that problem and it's no longer an issue. Honestly, I'm not sure, but I wanted to mention that because it's worth noting. Okay, and the last one is an upholstery. Now this one happens to be an ottoman, but it is an upholstered, so it can be fabric or it can be leather. And what I love about this is it can be custom made. You go to certain store, I think Bassett's one of them, Ethan Allen's another one, where you pick out the style that you like and the fabric that you like. So you can have a striped ottoman to match a solid sofa. So again, lots of different variations on that. Here is another one that's upholstered, and you can see that it's leather, and then this one is round. So again, we're mixing the type of, the style, which is like the drum, and then the fabric. So it's got a lot of different, again, commingling, a lot of different styles, little different fabrics and stuff. Lots to choose from. There is a tremendous amount of tables out there. I'm hoping that having a good understanding of the styles and the material and the types of tables that are out there might help you narrow down your search when you're out there shopping. I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed it. I am here for you. If you have any questions, please leave any comments you have below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until we see each other next week, happy shopping, everybody. Till then, have a great day.